Thanks for being here. New York. Yeah, New York City. Greatest city in the world. Pretty good place. Not too bad. It's crowded, but at least it's expensive. That's what I always say. Is it noisy? Yeah, sure it is. But you know what? It's also unwelcoming. Is it hectic? Go, go, go all the time? Is everyone always in a rush? Yeah. Yeah, they are. But you know what? They're pretty lonely too. So a lot of downsides. But there's also some downsides. And I feel like if you can make it here, then you probably have help from an outside source. I don't know how anyone does this. You move here because you have like a goal or a dream or whatever, you know, and then you're here for like 6 months and you're like, oh my God, what a terrible idea. I'm going back to where I came from. But then you're like, I can't do that. I can't admit defeat. So you stay. And I think that's what's been happening since the original Dutch settlers. I think even they got here and like 2 weeks in, they were like, no, man, we're going back. We're going back to the Netherlands. And somebody else is like, no, we're not. I'm not going to prove my dad right. We're going to stay here. We're going to write letters home. Tell them there's an energy or some other immeasurable bullshit. That's how New York got so expensive. A lot of people here think I'm Jewish. I'm not. They ask me if I'm Jewish. And they've only been asking me in the last 2 years, which means I'm aging into Judaism. I didn't know you could do that, but that's what I'm doing. I was born and raised a little Christian boy, and I will die an old Hasidic Jewish man. I don't know why. I guess I'm aging kind of weird, maybe. I don't take care of myself. I have a guy at Dunkin' Donuts. He's the only person in New York who'd know if I was alive or dead on any given day. I went in to get my regular at the Dunkin' Donuts, and I said to my guy, I was like, I'll have a large coffee, milk, no sugar, and a glazed coffee roll. And he was like, anything else? And I was like, yeah, a banana. And then we both laughed for 10 minutes. What were you like in high school, Jim? I'll tell you. Freshman year, I wrestled. Got kicked off the team for using an illegal move called the accidental erection. And I bailed on sports. I turned to music. I was in band. Not in a band. In band. Those are two very different sentences. If I told you I was in a band in high school, you might be like, oh, you were cool and weird. But I'm like, I was in band in high school. You're like, just weird, got it. And that's correct. I was a weird, fat little saxophone player. I loved it. I loved every minute of it. I have so much respect for band kids because they don't get what the athletes get. They don't get the popularity, right? And all the accolades. Those band kids, they stay out of trouble. They keep their noses clean. You never hear of a sexual assault scandal ruining the reputation of a small town's beloved high school marching band. It happens in football like twice a season. And those band kids are having sex. Well, they're getting real close. We had co-ed bus trips when I was in band. That's how little the school board thought of our sexuality. They were like, yeah, throw them together. Those nerds will never figure it out. They were wrong. So wrong. We figured everything out. I touched my first boob on a band bus trip. And I was like, yes, now I'm in the music business. Sex, drugs, John Philip Sousa. This is my life. It was a good time. I didn't have any problems in school with bullies or anything. I got bullied, though, in church. Anybody else? Yeah. I had I had a bunch of jocks that went to my church, right? And they all thought I was gay. Here's why. They used to play baseball every Sunday after service, right? And I played baseball. I like baseball. I just was weird. They would never ask me to play, and I would just get so mad. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to do this. I'm going to go talk to them. I'm going to ingratiate myself. And so one Sunday afterwards, they were all like circling up, picking teams. They were just hanging out, and they were singing. They were singing a song by a group that was popular at the time called Salt and Pepper. You know Salt and Pepper. They were singing Shoop, right? But they were only singing the hook. They just kept going, shoop, shoop, doop, shoop, doop, shoop. You know it, right? Okay? They weren't hitting the verse. They weren't hitting the verse. And I was like, oh, they must not know the words. Do you know who knew the words? Little Jim Tews. Weird little Jim Tews with a very dominant older sister. Knew all the words to the song Shoot by Salt and Pepper. So I was like, here's my chance. I'm going to go impress these guys. I'm going to sing the words, and then they're going to ask me to play baseball. So I walked up to that circle, and in perfect time, I delivered the first line to the first verse of that song, which goes like this. Here I go, here I go, here I go. Okay, girls, what's my weakness? Men. And then I kept going. I kept singing the song. The further I got into it, I started to realize what they had already known, which is that that song is about how much those three women love dick. So I stopped. I bailed. I was like, enjoy your baseball game, fellas. I'm gonna go lean into this and make up some dance moves.